Welcome back to another advisory newsletter. And today we are talking about how you as an individual can stay the course, how you can possibly not burn yourself out, which is another conversation. And we're doing that by recognizing the patterns and responsibilities and tasks in our life and seeing what fits, what does not fit, what needs to be there and what does not need to be there to be able to not overwhelm ourselves to not reach certain goals. And I'm saying this from experience, starting experience of community service to entrepreneurship, fatherhood, being a husband, a statesman, if you will, civics leader, if you will, again, community leader. There's so many family oriented and just walking in that situation. So many situations in life naturally that can get you into a point where you may feel overwhelmed. And a lot of times that feeling can cause limitations in your life, and want to take some time out to address what that looks like. And a great resource that you can stop by and visit to take advantage of this information. And so definitely what we're talking about in this case, when it comes to self-improvement, is just bringing back or having or ensuring the power in your life. Because of the power in your life, I'm speaking to myself, for myself, and this is why I'm just sharing it through this platform. But power over my life, power, energy, motion, movement. You tell me some other words in the comments, but that input that creates the process, and that output, that input over life. And what I mean by that is life can have its challenges, life can have its ups and downs and its experiences. But we are saying that input that we choose is going to override what life is going to consistently possibly deliver to you. And so when we are aware that life's going to have its experiences, and we're able to recognize those things and compartmentalize them in a way where it's beneficial, to include, hey, do I feel overwhelmed? That's going to help us bring that power. And so this is pretty much a conversation to stimulate the mind. We know, much as we want to be entrepreneurs and producers, professionals, whatever that looks like, leaders, that we have to first lead ourselves. We have to first follow the rules, learn the game, innovate, and then replicate, reproduce, if you will, survive and then thrive, both within, without, and to others. And so this mental conversation is going to help you and help me drive our actions physically, which includes financially, and from the experiences that we go through in life, emotionally. And stability is the name of the game, definitely the name of the game. And so I brought this up because, again, the positions that I'm in, I just know that I go through certain experiences, and I know that for my mindset and for what visions I have been placed on me, I know that I have to find a way, if it's possible, to get through, to move on through the maybe hollow shell, maybe through the illusion, or maybe through the real experience. I'm not sure, but there has to be a way to get through, or at least try to find a way, as many as possible, to get through. You know, if there's no way to get through logically, I'm not saying give up, but be reasonable. But I like to think that the game that we play and the integrity that we use, it's all designed for our betterment and for us to grow from. So there is a way. And so if you are feeling overwhelmed, and I just want to give you a fun fact. According to Oxford Language, the definition of whelm, WHELM, from a noun's perspective, is an act or instance of flowing or heaping up abundantly, a surge. I'll repeat that again. An act or instance of flowing or heaping up abundantly, a surge. That's the noun perspective. And the example they give is the whelm of the tide. the flowing of the tide, the heaping up abundantly of the tide, the surge of the tide. I definitely encourage you to look up those words I just mentioned to get a deeper meaning. The verb perspective of whelm is to engulf, submerge, or bury, B-U-R-Y. A swimmer whelmed in a raging storm. So the way I'm going to look at this is an instance of flowing or heaping up abundantly. I just want to look at the word heap. Heap looks like, from a verb perspective, is present participle. Okay, present. Direct a great deal of praise, abuse, criticism, etc. at someone or something. So an example could be, from a verb perspective, direct a great deal of praise, abuse, criticism, etc. at someone or something. Give someone or something a great deal of praise, abuse, or criticism. And gerund, G-E-R-U-N-D, gerund, or present participle, which is put. So I'm going to say, just if I want to take it from here, direct a great deal of praise, abuse, or criticism. That's heap. I'm going to just take it from there. We'll just leave it there. So a flow of heap, of a flow or heap up abundantly. Heap up abundantly. So praise abundantly, criticism abundantly. And so if we look at it from, everybody enjoys the praise, but if we're looking at, we are getting criticized way too much or abused way too much, and our time could be abused. So now you're whelmed. You're, and then when you're overwhelmed, you're over abused. So it's okay to probably get abused. It's probably okay to get criticized. But when you become over abused, over criticized, which is overwhelmed, then that's where, things can limit you mentally. Mentally, and then based upon what you do, your actions will make you behave in ways that may not be the best situation. I'm learning myself, so no one's perfect. But I want us to be aware of the fact that, hey, am I overwhelmed? There's a reason why I'm overwhelmed, and I cannot continue to be overwhelmed if I'm going to complete this journey. And so as we're moving toward our journey and working hard and putting the work in, we also have to learn the art of self-improvement, of growth, and empowering and power, and bringing power over our life. Self-empowerment, empowerment over our life. And this is so important. So there is a pretty cool, pretty fun 15-minute Spotify podcast that I would love for you to listen to, that helped me go into the right direction as far as overwhelmed and how to get through that. This podcast is called 7 Ways to Stop Overwhelm. It's produced by the Mindset Mentor. And if you're drowning in a sea of responsibilities and gadgets, you want to join this episode of the Mindset Mentor podcast, as it reveals 7 powerful strategies to overcome overwhelm and find inner peace. So important, because we want to talk about growing your customer base. We want to talk about increasing your community presence. We want to talk about increasing loyalty and going through all these processes. It's going to take a team to do that, a team that's working with you, that's bought in. And then you got to present externally to those to buy in. And that's a process in itself. So being overwhelmed is something, and your personal can go into your professional, and your professional can go into your personal. So being overwhelmed with something is something that we cannot afford to have if we want to have peace as much as possible. So click the link, check it out. There should be a link in the description as well. If you want to take advantage of my free 5-step checklist and free 35-minute webinar on how to build professional relationships from scratch for your business needs, so you can start putting yourself in a position to start receiving opportunities. So how do you build those relationships? It's about who you know. It's about getting out there and meeting people and differentiating. I'm going to say it like the best way I can. Differentiating yourself as best you can from others. And that cool piece of information as far as checklist and webinar is there for you. If you're looking to book a session with me as far as advice when it comes to strategic planning, your goals, marketing and brand awareness, all those good things, you can also click the link and visit my consulting and advising webpage, where I will put put you in the right direction to either, again, increase your community presence, increase your customer base, or anything in between, to include sponsors, donors, all that good stuff. Thank you for your time. Thank you for liking, following, subscribing, and see you on the next one.